that the share of imports of these products, we want to progressively reduce them year on year over a certain period of time. It's a 5 years target we set or a 10-year target we set ourselves. So that we focus. We need to zero in on certain products and just zero in on them and see what we can do. One of the big challenges we've noticed, and there's a lot of discussion about access to finance. We spoke to some of the local suppliers to the supermarkets to try to understand what challenges they are facing. And the biggest challenge has to do with finance. As you know, the supermarkets take between 30 to 90 days to pay their suppliers, which is standard practice. But a lot of our local suppliers are not able to wait that long. So even where they have an opportunity to supply more products to the supermarkets, they limit the volumes that they supply because they can't lock up, the capital, wait for 90 days, right? They don't have the capacity. And that reflects very poorly on our financial sector because, there should be a solution to this. We've noticed that there's it's an almost complete lack of, invoice receivable financing solutions on the market. And it's not just an issue of costs of these financing. It's also just the availability of them. So this is an area where there's a big opportunity, and it's not just a big opportunity for the banks. It's not just the supermarkets. This reflects across the board. A lot of the challenges that I think Teresa talked about initially concerning suppliers not being able to pay on buyers not being able to pay on time. A lot of these bottlenecks in supply chain financing can be dealt with, but the banks sometimes don't pay attention to these very interesting bottlenecks. So we need these solutions on the market. It's not just supplies to supermarkets, supply to hotels, to restaurants. They typically have to wait for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. And if we can have more invoice receivable financing solutions on the market at reasonably priced rates, the banks have to roll out these solutions. I believe that we can see more local producers, potentially increasing their share of products in the supermarkets. The FDA, the last point I'll make is that the FDA has been spearheading a campaign to increase the share of made in Ghana in the supermarket. So that's really very good. And I think they've tried to urge the supermarkets to make dedicated shelves for made in Ghana. The study that we do go beyond these dedicated shelves. But the FDA has recently begun to roll out a program to support local producers to improve their standards and accelerate, fast track certification for them to be able to improve their ability to meet the requirements of standards requirements of the supermarket. So that's good. But we need to see other entities, the likes of Ghana Enterprise Agency, the likes of Maslock, the likes of Agric Development Bank and the rest, some of the other government entities should also emulate what the FDA is doing to consciously boost made in Ghana. And it will be interesting to see if this research that we do at Konfidants extends beyond the supermarket, what the picture will look like. We have some hypotheses, but it would be good to actually do the research and see what the picture will look like. But I completely agree with my co-panelists. As a country, we need to address manufacturing. If we don't do it, we're going to keep, we're going to be trapped in this vicious cycle that we find ourselves in.